Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Zombie Freak 77. I'll be your hostess with the mostest today. Hoster. Not a hostess. I'm not a bag of chips. Anyways, before we start today's video, I wanted to let you guys know that I've switched resource packs. I've gone from the John Smith Legacy pack to the Conquest resource pack. Not Conquest Reforged, just regular Conquest. It's not available for Reforged as of right now for 1.13.2. And the other thing we're going to look at today is I'm going to kind of explain how I go about making my builds and building my houses. Being that it's a medieval village, there's not a lot of leeway as to what you can do for houses. There are several different styles, but not a lot of room to grow. They didn't have like architects back then. You were lucky enough to have a bed next to your stove, next to a chair, in a little cave with a thatch hut or a thatch roof. And so I thought today I would kind of go through what I do. So we're going to take a look at this one here first. I've decorated the pathway and whatnot to this little beauty here. This was done by QB on YouTube. I'll link the video in the description below. It looks a little different than what he did in his video, but that's why I'm going to explain everything. What I usually do is I'll go ahead and I will build everything the way they do it in the tutorial, step by step, block by block. Everything that they do, I do. Just to get a feel of how it's done, how they do it, because a lot of people have different styles. You can see a different style of roof here on the corner compared to that. And after I do that, after I build everything, I never copy the interior. A lot of builders don't even bother doing the interior. I believe that it should be something that you should show off, you know, just so that, because when you look at it, 3 spaces across. Sorry, I'm having a really hard time talking today. Holy moly. You have 3 spaces across. You're like, well, what can you possibly do with 3 spaces across? And you can take a look and see for yourself. There's quite a bit you can do. I did it a little bit differently than QB did. Quite a bit differently, actually. I think his kitchen was over there. I can't remember. My dog is having a little earache on the floor beside me. If you hear any weird sounds, it's him. And I'll go up here and I'll show you what I did up here. He had his looking a little bit nicer, a little bit more polished, but he also wasn't using the Conquest resource pack. I don't know what he was using. But so that's what I do. Now, when I do that, I usually say, okay, well, I like to work with a little bit more space, so how can I expand this? And I'll just show you briefly here. You can see he uses the 3 gap system, and then on the side another 3 gap system. So it is very, very small. I think the description in the video says simple and compact rustic house, or medieval rustic house. But yeah, so I look at that and I say, well, how can I change it? What can I do to make it my own? And in his video, he has a window here. I expanded it out and put a balcony. I did a little bit of tweaking with the roof. I added some trap doors to make it 2 separate colors. I think it looks alright. It doesn't look too bad. The torches on the side of the walls, I put those up there myself, or on the side of the roof, pardon me. I put those up there myself because it looks really cool at night. I really like it. But I was doing that, I'm like, oh, there's got to be something else I can do to make it different. I put on some trim on the sides here. I didn't do much to the back. I put on the shutters. They look, almost all my houses have shutters now. And that was about it. I'm like, well, I gotta think of something different. Maybe I can make it bigger. So I went over here way up into the mountains. Really enjoying making this build. It's so much fun. This little village. So I came here and I decided that I would redo it with bigger sections. He had the 3 by 3 by 3. I'm having a 5 by 3 by 5, and then 5 across the back. And I've taken all his ideas. He had the concrete with a fence post. I replaced the fence post with iron bars. I used mossy wall, cobblestone wall around there. Mossy cobblestone along the foundation, where I think the other one was stone brick. Shutters again. I did the trapdoors on here. I couldn't put shutters on here because of these, but that didn't really make much of a difference to me. Doesn't really bother me. I still have the front balcony complete with iron bars, and pretty much the same thing on this side with the cobwebs. All of my builds are gonna have cobwebs. Just to give you guys a little taste of what I've been doing, I have all this. I only have one video out so far, not including this one, and that's all I've done so far. And man, there's a lot of deleting and all that other crap. Alright, so let's go inside and we'll take a look. I really like doing interiors. It's probably my favorite thing. Unfortunately, with just the Conquest pack, I can't do as much as I wanted to. So here is the, I guess you can call it living room. It's where he eats, does his work. He's got a little kitchen over here, sink. This is a shulker box. I don't really know what they're used for. I don't do survival on this very often, and I've never used a shulker box. I think it's for storage. I don't know. These are crafting tables. If you put them side by side, they change. This one's got 2 drawers, and that's got the saw. Kind of weird to have a saw right beside your kitchen, but you never know. It's medieval times. Here I used trapdoors to cover up the cobblestone, mossy cobblestone. Sometimes you can't. Not much you can do about that. This is white carpet. Looks really cool. I was really happy about that. A little bit of a history lesson for you guys here. Back in medieval times, they didn't have refrigerators, obviously, so they used what was called a larder. It was a box that they put the food in and they buried it in the ground. So I made a little cellar here with a wine barrel. Yes, that's a wine barrel. Somehow. And I put this down in here because this was supposedly very cold down here. I could see it. It's totally possible. Made it all mossy. Made it feel very damp. You'll also notice in all my builds are going to be this red flag. You have 2 options. You have a blue flag with a crown on it, I believe, and a red flag with this dragon. Pay no attention to the that blue shield over there. This is going to be this village's kingdom's flag, and maybe in the future, if I decide to continue on and build another kingdom somewhere else, I'll make it with the blue. So let's take a trip upstairs to where the magic happens. And by magic I mean this freaking zombie head. Look at this. It's moving. It's alive. Undead. Yeah. I had to put that in there because I'm a zombie freak. I love everything zombie. It had to be there. So I took some of these. These are crafting tables again. You can see again different looks, different styles. I wish I could have got that drawer on this side. That would have made a lot more sense. Lots of flowers, bookshelves. Even the bookshelves change. You can see they're not all the same. That green one's not here or here or here. Those, like, it's It's an amazing texture pack. Absolutely love it. The item frame, this was what got me. The item frame is just this little thing, little circle. You can't even see it on here really. That sticks on the wall, and whatever you put on there just it looks like a holder on the wall. It's really cool. And there's outside. There's our blacksmith, our other place. That's going to be a tavern. What is that? Oh, that's the horse wagon. Okay. I forgot about that. So yeah, that's how much more you can do when you just kind of expand it out. It obviously isn't going to be for like somebody petty, a peasant that's living out on in the wilds on a farm or something. It's pretty close to where town center is going to be, or the major part of the city is going to be, which is going to be just on top of this wall here. There's gonna be a lot of bricklaying, but that's Minecraft for you. So yeah, that is the process that I go through when I do copy people's tutorials. I don't think it's proper to copy it and call it your own. But if you can take what they've done and make it better or make it different, make it your own, I think that's absolutely amazing. So guys, thank you so much for watching. That's our video for today. Want to remind everybody to check out my other channel, TPC. The link is in the description below for other Minecraft videos that are on there. A couple of modern houses, some mountain houses, very unique houses, and several other games too. And until then guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.